Hello there. Yes, I'm making this and I'm being a bit of a jerk while I'm making this. But November 18th of this year, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet releases, and I'm going to be doing a 24-hour stream, and I would like to see you all there. That's right, November 18th. That's a Friday, 24-hour stream. I will be doing it, and I will be having fun. So come on by, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, do all that stuff, and yeah, we'll have fun. So I know a lot of people have already talked about this, and I thought I'd throw my 2 cents in. I'm recording this on Sunday, putting it out Monday, how I do things, day before, put it out. And Sundays, not a whole lot of news drops now and then. Sometimes something happens, but we talked about it on the meme stream, and I find this story just funny, and I wanted to put my 2 cents in a little bit more. Bleach dub voice actor Jamison Price reveals he declined to return as Chad in Thousand Year Blood War because he no longer auditions for roles of people of color. You're an actor. You're a voice actor. It really doesn't matter that much. But because we live in these weird times where people just think they have to virtue signal, and you know, if they have to send down these roles to characters that, I'm trying to think my words here, because these people believe that because I'm voicing a Latin character, even if I don't have a Spanish accent and my character is actually in Japan, but he's Latin, I must give it to a Latin voice actor. But you're an actor, you're a voice, that's all that matters. Your voice is what matters in these roles, not the actual, your skin color. That doesn't matter. Anyway, voice acting's weird. These people are crazy, and also, we'll get into it further down in the story. Storied anime and video game voice actor Jamison Price has revealed that he declined to reprise role as I'm gonna butcher this because I'm gonna say it here. Not the biggest fan of Bleach. I don't hate the show. I think it's actually quite good. My problem with the Bleach is I got into it way too late, and there's so much there. So I do think it's good. I'm not a fan. So Yasutara Chad Sato in Bleach Thousand Year Blood War because he no longer auditions for non-white characters. But you didn't have to audition. You were already the character. You just wanted to give it up to Virtue Signal. As discovered upon the sequel series' October 11th premiere, instead of Price, the full bring wielding hero is now voiced by Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 voice actor Alan Mesa, who, like Chad, is of Mexican descent. But he might be of Mexican descent. That doesn't matter. He is Japanese. He just has Mexican blood. So he's Latin, but he's Japanese. So this really doesn't matter. Your voice shouldn't who your skin color is in real life shouldn't matter if your acting is good, and all they need is your voice. Keeping radio silent on the matter for nearly a month, Price eventually revealed the reason for his departure from one of his most notable roles on November 3rd. And they get into his tweets here, and we'll just read through them. To all the many fans of Bleach, I have loved being part of the Bleach universe and voicing Chad, explained the voice actor via his personal Twitter account. It was a difficult decision to say no to coming back for Thousand Year Blood War, but I no longer audition for roles of people of color. Representation matters, he added. Access matters! yes, you're right. Representation matters and things of that nature, but diversity matters. Diversity of thought, diversity of opinion. These people don't truly believe in diversity. And it goes on to say that it shows what this guy really is. He has bigotry of low expectation. He believes all this awful things. He was a good voice actor. Chad was a fan favorite character. But all this shows is you didn't think that somebody else could get it, so you step down and then somebody else gets elevated. Somebody else got a hand-me-down role because you didn't want to do it. I've had access to a very wide variety of roles in my career, said Price. Actors use their imagination and their experiences to breathe life into the characters we portray. See, right there, this should be your excuse for why you can still do it. Your imaginations and their experiences to breathe life. Your characters is Japanese. You fight hollows. I'm trying to remember this off the top of my head because, again, Bleach is one of those things that is just so massive. It's on par with Naruto and Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball. With how massive it is. But you're telling me, right here, your imagination and your experiences are what is important. Okay, your imagination, you are pretending to be a Japanese Mexican dude, and you're saying you can't do it because you're not Japanese, because you're not Mexican, mind you. Because he's not Mexican, he can't do this role. That's his idea. Scratch the Japanese aspect, because we'll get into that one. We get to walk in someone else's skin. Further point, you're not this person. You can do it. We practice empathy. We feel and we learn. See? You respect your character so you can play him. You're not actually him. You're an imaginary person. You're just his voice. And you can do this all well. This is an argument for you to remain the character, stop being the character. Access to opportunity in anime has not been equal. Really? How do you know that? He continued. But because access to opportunity in anime has not been equal. Are you saying that people... what does that even mean? Are you saying people of color aren't getting voice roles because of their skin color? Because your voice, all they care about is your voice. If your voice works and your acting works, then you get it. You were a good voice actor. That's all you were. But that has changed. By stepping aside now, I open the door of access and give opportunity to an actor who can represent Yasutaro Sato with the same love and pride and imagination, but with more life experience than I have. No, this is where they start showing their hand, and they admit that they're racist without being racist, without saying they're racist. Because what you're doing, and I set it up here, you use this one, you're playing an imaginary character, you honor the character, you give the character meaning, you feel for him. It is a character that you have voiced and been. Now, when you come over here, you say you access to opportunity. Well, you were chosen for the role. Now you are stepping aside to give access to somebody who can represent Yasuto better because his experience as being a Mexican. But Yasuto, 1, is imaginary, 2, is Japanese. He's not full-born. He's not Mexican. He's Japanese. So how does you didn't even think that through. Drawing his thread to a close, Price asserted, "Thank you for all the love and support you have shown me over the years," and asked fans to please welcome Alain Mesa to the role as Chad. He's got some big shoes to fill. Yeah, he does have big shoes to fill because you're the one who was Chad for so long. But this is also why I've started watching more subs versus dubs, because these dub actors, except for a handful, because there's some great dub actors that are fantastic people, but a lot of these voice actors are awful human beings. We saw what they did to Vic Mignogna. Vic Mignogna's the sweetest, nicest, funniest person out there, and they treated him like crap because he was a little bit more conservative than them and had a massive fan base. So they hated him. Ultimately, the voice actor concluded his quote with his quote with a quote from poet Maya Angelou. Why do you have to do these? I'm a big brain person, so I'm going to use Maya Angelou because I Googled it real quick. Do the best you can until you know better. Then, when you know better, do better. So he thinks he's doing better, but it comes off as you're being kind of a soy boy prick. You were a good voice actor for this role, because I've seen some of his time as Chad. I'll admit to that. I like Chad. Thought he was an interesting character. Didn't get to know a whole lot about him, but I thought he was cool. And his voice worked. But now you're saying because you're white and Chad is Japanese, but heritage is Mexican, that you have to step down for an imaginary person. It's imaginary. It's make-believe. It's pretend. You can do this just fine. Notably, it appears this gets into he's only doing this for Mexican because this continues with another form of these people's bigotry. They don't consider Japanese or Asian people as being people of color a lot of the times. Vast majority of the time, they consider them white. Notably, it appears Price's decision to decline non-white roles is a relatively recent one, as he has appeared as the voice of explicitly Japanese characters as recently as 2021. These include Ryuji Sejima in Akaba's Trip, Sojiro Sakura in Persona 5 Strikers, and Japanese God of Fire Kagutsuchi Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne HD Remastered. Wow, that's a mouthful. Because, like I said, they don't consider Japanese characters, they don't consider Asian characters, they don't consider them people of color, they just consider them white. So, he's only stepping down because Chad is Mexican. If Chad was not Mexican, he'd still be in the role. If Chad was more... Because Chad's Japanese and Mexican, but if he was just Japanese, he wouldn't step down from the role. He'd still be in the role. He only cares because Chad's brown. And then it tells us that it's streaming on Hulu and Disney Plus, but this story has a funny ending to it, a very, very funny ending to it. My boy, my friend, my colleague from the Legion of Memers, Cloud, well, XX Cloud XX 1990, Niantic hates their players. We call him Cloud in the Legion. Cloud's fantastic. He's a great Legion memer, but he memed our good friend Price with our lovely beard, as you will see in my thumbnail. But it gets better because you scroll down to Cloud's likes. You see all the people that liked it. A bunch of people that probably thought that this was a very good thing. You know, this looks good for Price, even though we know the truth. You get Horror Amarada, Legion of Memers official. Go follow them on Twitter. And you scroll down here, Uber Geek, Superman, me. Oh, who else liked the tweet? He liked his own tweet where Cloud has put the Jack Murphy beard on him. Now, and outside of our circle, nobody really knows what this beard means. They probably think, oh man, that looks like a good beard, but in our circles, we know what it means. And it fits promptly because this man is a soy. This man is stepping down solely because Chad's brown, so you need to put a brown person in, versus Chad's a character with unique thoughts and ideas and I can just do his voice for him. But because you focus in on the racial aspect, you get the beard. So, with that, give me your thoughts down in the comments below. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel, share it out with all your friends, hit that notification bell for every time I go live and put out a new video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. 69 for 69!